the Adhisthana Shrine Room again, and the plan is that I keep on doing this from the Adhisthana Shrine Room, which is fine with me. And we've started into our theme. When I give myself. And we're, over these days, we're going to be exploring how we can skillfully and in the best possible way give ourselves to life more and more. So where our energy really flows freely. And today we've been setting up some of the basic conditions for everything to unfold over the next few days. So we've created a kind of bodhicitta mandala within which we can meet. So never mind where we are, whether we're locked down, whether we're 1,000 miles away from the next retreatant, doesn't matter. We're all meeting in this heart space. And so I'm in the Adhisthana Shrine Room, which has Amitabha in the middle. The shrine is so far away, and I have Lizzie with me on tech, but I'm not going to salute the shrine because it will involve me sort of standing up and saluting the shrine and leaving you behind. And but the shrine is here, and it has Amitabha on it. And this morning at home, I was in front of Avalokiteshvara. You could pick quite a number of different figures to kind of preside over this retreat. Another obvious one would be Ratnasambhava, who, of course, you remember, makes the dana mudra, of generosity, and is the color of gold, bright golden yellow, and has the wish-fulfilling jewel. And he's perhaps particularly associated with the second precept. And the second precept kind of flowers into dana paramita. When it finds its fullness, then it becomes dana paramita. And one of the ways in which Bhante talks about that precept, and what I really associate with Ratnasambhava, is a whole movement from a poverty mentality, a sense of lack, to a wealth mentality, to a sense of riches. Because when there's a real sense of riches, it's kind of easy to give, isn't it? When there's that sense of lack and there's not enough to go around and there's not enough for me, then giving becomes, it goes against the grain of that mental state. It's kind of tough work to do. It's, I suppose, just thinking in extremely mundane terms. If we wanted to give, make donations to a charity or something like that, or give to our friends, to be really happy to do it, we'd want either a very large bank balance or a very good, steady, reliable income. With either of those, you think, I'm really happy to give and to help out. If you're in the red in the bank, you've got a minus figure in the bank and you don't know where your next paycheck is coming from, then it all gets much harder. But if you've got that sense of, look at that, look at all those noughts after the figures in my bank statement, or you've got the sense of, yes, money just keeps rolling in, then it's easy. So in Dharma terms, that means that to really freely give of our energy and be happy to kind of just help and be supportive wherever we can, we either need a real sense of inner riches, so that, there are these qualities there that we don't know where they come from, really, but whenever we manage to just allow the flow of selfing to reduce or to stop. They're just there. Yeah, and then we find, oh, there's all this richness, all this fulfillment is there within. Yeah. And then we just give out to that fullness, out of that richness, out of that inner richness. Or if we haven't got to that stage, which is a stage a fair way down the path, to really happily, fully give, we need a sense of being given to by life. We need to have a sense that we're receiving. Yeah? So we receive from life, and that promotes a natural kind of giving in response. So to have that sense, we have to notice and appreciate how we have been given to by life or through our lives, and how we are being given to by life right now. And if we notice that and focus on that, then what tends to come up in us is gratitude. And that sense of gratitude for the gifts that life gives us is a really good condition on the basis of which to find ourselves naturally responding and giving in our turn, so paying things on. However, it needs to be, that gratitude needs to be free. It needs to be freely felt. Because sometimes in life, people tell us that we should be grateful for this, that, or the other. And it's a way in which we can feel, even manipulated at the worst. Yeah, you should be grateful because we've given you this, or you've been given that. But the whole of the Dharma life has to come out of freedom, fundamentally. Yeah, it has to. The whole of the Dharma life is a free gift. So, we need to be able to distinguish between giving because it feels like, we really must, because we should be grateful, or out of guilt, or that kind of thing, and just that free, open, desire, happiness to share, to open to life, to be in a real flowing exchange with life. So gratitude is a real helpful condition for generosity. And it does involve us focusing on what we have received and what we are receiving, rather than what we didn't receive and what we aren't getting. It's okay to focus on what we didn't receive and what we aren't getting if it's a sort of objective noticing of the fact that, we maybe missed out on some helpful things in our development when we were younger, or, there are things that we need now that we need to address. But if we subjectively focus on what we didn't get and what we haven't got now, that just kind of creates a downward spiral where out of that there's more of a sense of lack, which creates more of a sense of a me that's lacking, which then tends to focus more on what we haven't got, which explains why we feel how we feel now, and it goes down and down and down. Yeah. Whereas on the other side, the more we focus on what we have received, what life is giving us, then there's a greater sense of ease, there's a greater sense of opening, that sort of selfing tendency gets softer, which means that we find more qualities within, which means that the whole thing starts to become a virtuous spiral. So we're looking to enter a kind of flow of giving and receiving, and in the Buddhist tradition, practices like focusing on the preciousness of human life, that they're trying to, part of what they're trying to achieve is to get us into that sense of appreciation and gratitude and a sense of inner richness from which we naturally engage with life in a really helpful and open way. Yeah, so although all that is kind of associated in my mind with Ratnasambhava and with this sort of this figure who completely embodies this sort of wealth mentality and is giving just out of that sense of the complete richness of qualities that are there, and an appreciation of all that life gives. So, is that clear? Any questions or clarifications or objections you want to raise before we go any further? Oh, I've got a thumbs up there, thank you. You can unmute yourself if you want to. Prasadadeepa? Yeah? No, happy. Getting thumbs up and waves, not questions and not objections. Hi there.
Contrast, Dayapana here. We talk about Dayapana.
Oh, hi, Dayapana.
Hi. We talk about gratitude and being thankful for what we have.
Mm-hmm.
If that is due to good karma, to whom are we feel gratitude towards for our good karma?
So I missed the last bit of that. So gratitude for, we feel gratitude for what we receive, and we receive because of our good karma.
Yeah. Who do we, or what do we feel gratitude to for our good karma?
What do we feel gratitude to for our good karma? Well, you could feel gratitude to the stream of being upon which you have arisen, but that would still be a bit kind of limited in a way. I think that it's, yeah, I mean, if that helps to build a sense of positive self-esteem, that's fine. But that good karma has all come about from a tremendous kind of network of conditions which encouraged you, if you like, to produce that good karma. So if we see it in traditional terms, yeah, we all have tremendous good karma to have found the Dharma and to be, meeting together like this, from all around the world and practicing together. And presumably, I do see things in traditional terms. I would, if I had the psychic powers, I would bet my bottom dollar, as they say in English, that a lot of us have been practicing the Dharma before this life. And which probably means that we had teachers who helped us to practice, and we had helpful conditions, and there was Dharma available for us to practice, either in a Buddhist form or the principles of it sort of available for us. So again, there were a whole load of conditions. Life gave our previous selves, in inverted comma, the conditions for us to generate those positive mental states, which produced the good karma, which led to this life where we found the Dharma, and we've seen the value of it, and we've practiced it, and we've joined the order, and here we are. So yeah, I would focus on those wider conditions, so that it just generates more sense of gratitude for being a part of a web of positive conditions, rather than, yes, I did that last life, or that would be closing it down too much.
Okay.
Anything else? Going once, going twice. Oh, it's nice to scroll through. You can see. Great. Okay. So, in that case, let's do a little meditation, just to notice and appreciate and call to mind some of the gifts that life has given us, is giving us, and help set up the conditions for the work that we'll do together over the next few days. So for this meditation, I'm not going to take us into the whole Bodhicitta Mandala with the circles and so on. If you want to go there, you're, of course, very welcome. But in a sense, we're there all the time through the retreat. But we do want a sense that we're all part of one practice, that we're all joining, supporting one another to practice the Dharma. So as usual, so if we come back to neutral, not trying to go anywhere, just experiencing what's here now. Now focusing on relaxation. And with that relaxation, a downward movement of awareness and energy, which always go together. Down through the body, down to the earth. Feeling, sensing, or imagining energy and awareness moving down below the body, connecting us. Like a tree putting down roots. Feeling into that solid, stable quality of the earth. And appreciating it. If you're in a part of the world where the earth isn't always that stable, appreciating that right now it's stable, supporting us, holding us up. And out of that stability, letting the spine lengthen and open, crown of the head reaching up to the sky. Just slightly tucks the chin in. And appreciating how our posture may or may not be fantastic, but it's good enough to allow us to practice, to allow us to meditate. Feeling into the body. The constant flow of sensations. And some of the sensations may be pleasant, some unpleasant. Appreciating the fact that there are sensations at all these signs of life, all these aware sensations. All this richness of experience. Being particularly aware of the sensations of the breathing. Noticing whether it's short or long, rough or smooth. And this breath that we're taking now is one of literally billions of breaths that we take in the course of our life. Billions of times we've taken in the air, received that gift of life. And the breathing is just one of all the many functions of the body that have all come together to enable us to live our life. Experience all we've experienced. Billions of heartbeats, day and night, over the days, weeks, months, and years. All the different systems of the body. Maybe they don't always work quite as well as we'd like them to. But still, they've carried us through our life. Just letting the amazingness of that sink in a little. So easy at times for the body to be a kind of vehicle to get us from A to B. An inconvenience when it breaks down on us a bit. And yet every moment, the senses are working. All the systems, the skeleton, the nervous system, circulation, all the hormonal system, and so much more. Rather than focusing on the times when it doesn't quite do what we want, sometimes it's good to step back and just appreciate that it happens at all. And sometimes it's good to step back and appreciate all the conditions that came together for us to get to this point in our life. We can go back to the beginning, to our parents, whether we think they did a good job or a bad job. Still, we wouldn't be here without them. And they or somebody else looked after us when we were small, when we couldn't look after ourselves, when we were screaming at 2 o'clock in the morning, wanting to be fed, when we were teething. People went without sleep, gave up all kinds of time and comfort to make sure that we survived and thrived. And people around us taught us to speak, taught us to read, taught us to write. Whatever it was, usually somebody taught us. From tying our shoelaces to the path to enlightenment. Somebody helped us out. So let's take a few quiet minutes, unguided, to call to mind some of the conditions and the people who enabled us to be here, to be functioning, and more than functioning, to find the Dharma, to appreciate it, to find a Sangha, all that, just in our own way. Let's appreciate for a few minutes. Now gently focusing on the body again. Just quietly carried on supporting us while we've been meditating. Another few hundred breaths. All those heartbeats. So rather than being focused on what we like and dislike about how things are, it's good to step back and just appreciate that it's all happening at all. And that we've received so many gifts. Over all these decades, life has provided us with enough food to sustain the body. Enough water and liquids. Kept us warm enough. Given us enough air to breathe. Given us enough space to move around in. And given us a constant flow of new experiences, moment by moment. So now we just rest in awareness, nothing to do. Just experiencing how it is. And finally, dedicating the merits with special thoughts for all those who've helped and supported and given to us along the way. May all living beings fully receive life's gifts. May we all open our hearts to life. Thank you for that. And that's it for day one. And in the first session of day two, we'll be in here with Yashodeva for the double meditation. And I'll see you for session two. Go well.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sandra.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Very good to
Bye.
see you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
go well. Go well.
Thank you and good evening or good morning.
Thank you.
Good time, whenever it is.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Saradaya.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Mm. What time is it where you are? Oh, she's gone. Sirikita in New Zealand. Hi.
Hello. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock in the morning here.
Wow, good for you. Yeah. Mm.